Huper Optik USA is happy to have this opportunity to show you some advanced techniques for automotive window film shaping. This video can be used by new installers, but is geared towards professional people. We're not going to do some of the basic cleaning and prepping work because we assume that you already know that. We're going to get right into the mechanics of heat shaping ceramic window film. The concept that we're going to show here is very simple. We're going to be using the outside of the glass as a mold to form and shape the film. Once the material is formed on the outside of the glass, it is removed and installed on the interior surface just like any other window film. We will cover the recommended tools, heat forming and shaping, and film installation. And today, from Los Angeles, California, we have one of the best window film installers in the country, Mr. Han Kim from Advanced Window Film Solutions, to show us exactly how the process works.
Hi, my name is Han Kim. I'm here to provide you with the technical installation procedures for heat shaping and installation of ceramic window films. We're going to start off with the introduction of the tools necessary to do this properly. You have your tape measure to pull the appropriate amount of width and height for the back windshield installation. You have your blue max and your squeegees in order to squeegee off and remove the mounting solution underneath the film. You have your long gray rhino to those hard to reach places like third brake lights. You have your yellow shuttle and your yellow slammers to get more water out in those hard to reach places. You're going to use a glove and the heat gun simultaneously so you can shape the film properly without burning the back of your hand. Use the light in order to see the borders around the glass. And make sure you have a good spray bottle like the Spray Master and some good paper towels so you don't have any dust during the installation. We're going to prep the surface to receive the film on the back of the window for heat shaping. What we start off by is spraying some mounting solution, the same mounting solution we use for the interior, we're going to use for the exterior. There's a soap that we use here as a slip solution, and we're just going to let this window naturally dry. By letting it naturally dry, you're leaving a thin layer of soap solution on the back surface of this glass. That's going to aid us in heat shaping the ceramic film. Let's measure the window. Make sure you pull the appropriate film and have enough to cover the complete surface of this glass. There's going to be pressure points where you're going to create static to the film to adhere to the glass. The way you do that is by creating your H, just like everybody else does in this industry. This is the area where you want the film to tack. Start your center passes with the glove, the cloth glove. It's going to create your static, and then do your side passes. Now, in addition to what we normally create your H, you're going to create, if you can imagine, figure 8 but a box number 8. So we're going to do the top passes as well. We want to get this as smooth as possible with all the dirt and oil off because you do want the film to tack onto the glass. You're just going to lay it on the rear windshield. And the way you're going to line this up, you're going to line up the bottom edge to the lip of that trunk, tack the film down, and allow the rest of the film to overlap onto the trunk. You're going to secure your H, anchor your H, so the film doesn't move. And because of the soap solution you left underneath the film, you see the film doesn't tack here. It only tacks where you create your static. And that's where the static comes into play. Now when you cut your pattern, you want to take it as close to the edge as possible, allowing yourself maximum excess of film to allow yourself to make mistakes. As long as you're not making your mistakes in your installation area, make your mistakes outside the installation area. You make your side cuts, giving yourself as much room as possible to make mistakes. Once you have your film in place, you actually want to start on the bottom edges of the film, trapping this section first. And by cupping your hand over the film, you actually control what area you're going to shape first and do not allow the film to move underneath your hand. As you see here, this is a ceramic 30 we're using. Now that we have that tacked down, we're going to trap the air so we could try and collapse the film onto the glass surface just by moving hot air underneath the film surface. We're going to work from one side across to the other side of the bottom surface, repeating the same procedure. We're going to cup the film, control where you're going to shape the product, as the film starts to shape, you want to tack down the film. You are going to trap and secure the bottom edge. This is the most critical part of the installation of the shaping process, and you must have this done correctly. By doing this, you're allowing hot air to move underneath the film and allowing the film to collapse naturally onto the glass surface. Now, the ceramic 30 is a very sensitive product. It has a tendency to ghost. This method has a tendency to give you the most desirable results. Now, as the film is collapsing, the air also wants to escape out. There's going to be release points throughout the bottom where you will just send the air right out of the film. Now, if there's areas where you feel you need a little more shaping, just pull some air right over that area, apply some heat, and let it shape naturally. Just let the film naturally shape and contour to the natural shape of the glass. Now, even after I pull the heat gun away from the film still will react to the heat that we sent underneath the film. What we want to do is send the air out. So we're just going to continue to shape this product, not focusing too much heat on one surface area because then you will cause ghosting. Try to be very light about the area you're applying the heat. Send this film out. But see how the film just wants to lay flat now. You have a nice flat surface here. During the installation, the film's going to lay flat. You're not going to have fingers popping up on the defroster line. You're not going to have fingers popping up along the bottom edges. It's a nice, perfect contour shape, the same shape as the glass. You're going to do this procedure throughout the whole glass surface with the top portion as well as the bottom portion. Just repeat your procedures. If you need a little, there's an area that you want more shaping to take place, go ahead and just run some heat over there and let the film naturally collapse onto the glass. If there's a surface where you want to bring more air into, like this surface right here, where you feel like it's not going to lay properly, go ahead and pull some air in there. Throw some heat on there, let it naturally clear away. Same here. As you see, it will naturally just disappear and flatten itself out. You want to repeat the same procedures for the top portion. Go ahead and start shaping past the glass, cut line, the glass, all the way up to the top of the car. You want to leave yourself as much room for error as possible because ceramic film is a very sensitive, very tough product to shape. What you're going to do, you're still cupping the product in your hand and you're shaping the product at its edges as far away from the cut line as possible. Now that you've trapped the film in place, repeat on the other side as well. Now that you've completely trapped the product, you're going to send the heat over this area and let the film naturally collapse onto the glass. By doing this, what you're achieving is a consistent contouring of the glass and having that film match the same contour so it will lay properly during installation. It's very important that you make sure that the film is completely trapped so you don't allow any of the air to leak out. Now that you have achieved complete contouring, you'll see that this film is laying flat and perfect the same shape of this back glass. So as you cut away the excess, you'll have a perfect pattern to carry into the back window and install. With the aid of a lamp, we're going to see where that cut line is, and we're going to start our pattern cutting. We're going to cut away the excess film. Okay? Now as you check your pattern, you can see the line, the bottom edges are laying nice and flat. So as you take the film inside for installation, you won't have any fingers popping up after the installation is complete. Now after you've completely shaped the product in place, you're going to split the release liner. And this is the method we use to split the release liner. Hold up, expose the film quickly, expose the adhesive portion of the film quickly, lay it back down as fast as you can. You want to minimize the amount of exposure of the adhesive to air because you will get contaminants in there. Same for the other side. Throw some water on top of the film to avoid any static. And then lay it back down. Now you're going to secure the liner portion of the film, onto the adhesive so it doesn't roll off during the back roll. The method we're using to transfer the film from exterior to interior is called the reverse roll. This is a method we use so the film is ready to unroll after you've completely prepped the inside surface of the glass. After you roll the film in place, clean off that back window because you want a clean surface to look through during your installation process. This way you can see if there's any contaminants that fell into the installation that you can remove properly if you have a clean surface to look through. We're going to go inside now. We're going to start your prepping. What we're going to do first, lay a towel on the trunk deck so you cover the speakers to avoid any water from slipping inside. Then with a scrubber pad, you're going to wet the surface of the glass and go ahead and start your cleaning. You want to make sure that you want to get all that oil and dirt that's collected onto the defroster lines as much as possible. Now there's an area along this bottom section that you can't get your scrubber pad into, so you're going to use your hard cards or your long tools in order to clean this. Now once you have the entire glass surface cleaned, go ahead and spray a little more mounting solution. Take your squeegee and squeegee from side to side. With the remaining water along the sides, go ahead and wash it down. Especially behind the brake light, make one more pass with water. After that, go ahead and spray enough mounting solution on the black back surface. You're going to take your film. You're going to unroll the liner onto the back surface of the film and unroll it onto the deck of the car, sliding it behind the light. Once that's in place behind the light, press this film onto the surface of the glass, remove your release liner, and then position your film in place. Make sure you look throughout the whole perimeter of the glass, that there's no visible light gap. And then you start your squeegee process. Tug the film a little bit, give it some tight tension as you make your pass. Same thing on the other side. Now that you have 4 sections, you're going to work the film out, the mounting solution out towards the corners of each section. Pulling the corners just so it will lay flat. Is finish removing the remaining water behind the brake light and towards the lower bottom edge of this trunk panel. Now, after you've completed the installation, we're going to step back outside now and visually inspect the exterior surface of the glass. Make sure all the surface of the film is completely down. If there's any area that you need additional heat, go ahead and apply some heat on some surface areas here and tack down that film, making sure it's down completely. You do not want to send this customer off and have an hour later this film pop up. So take a little additional time to visually inspect the outside and touch up whatever areas you need to touch up. Now that you have the installation completed, take the car outside, allow the sun to dry this naturally. It normally takes about 2 or 3 weeks after this procedure is completed, but after that the customer should be very happy with the product.
Huper Optik USA is committed to supporting our dealer network. We hope this short video will enable you to improve your skills to successfully heat form Huper Optik ceramic window films.